Hello, 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 and welcome to the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show, broadcasting live from the capital city of Richmond, Virginia, but heard and seen all across the World Wide Web. We are super excited to have all of you that are tuning in and joining us live. Listen, we see you over on YouTube. Welcome over on YouTube. Hey, Kim. Welcome. Hey, Joe. Hey, Deborah. Welcome. Hello, Roberto. Hello, Marilyn, hanging out over on YouTube. Hello to those that are coming in on Facebook and on LinkedIn and on Instagram, all of the places. You are here for episode 793 of the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. And our guest is back by popular demand, hanging out with us in the virtual green room, going to be coming up momentarily. We have Dr. Yemaja Jubilee, author and owner of Love, Light, and Positivity. Listen, it is Black History Month, which is Black History Month all the time. But, February, we celebrate. So we've got some great topics today. We want you to keep it locked in. Don't you move. Don't you go anywhere. Matter of fact, wherever you are watching, wherever you are listening, go ahead and subscribe to our channel, follow us, and let's get ready to get started.
Whoa. Why y'all so happy?
You don't know? Sharvette Mitchell is on the radio.
It's time to get motivated, excited, and influenced. Why? It's the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show, live from Richmond, Virginia. And now, here to motivate, excite, and influence you, Sharvette Mitchell.
Well, hello, everybody. And we are so excited to have you joining us here on the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. I am telling you, it has been really interesting here on the East Coast, specifically in Richmond, Virginia. We've had snow. We've had ice. Some people were iced in, but I feel like we're coming up out of that. It's still been really, really cold. But I recognize that we have more listeners and more viewers because what, y'all not running the streets. Y'all are like, I gotta get in from out of the cold. So we hope you grab a cup of tea. We hope you grab a blanket and hang in here with us on this episode of the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. Welcome to all those that are coming on in. We are greeting you and we are saying hello. Glad to see you and glad to have you here. As always, you can check out sharvette.com, which has the full blog posts of all of our guests and everyone that's coming up. And I want to let you know this segment is being brought to you by this brand new book collaboration that's really a coffee table book. I'm excited to be a part of Proverbs, the modern Proverbs 31 women. And it's a beautifully done picture book. You can put it on your coffee table. And so that information is available where you are watching. And matter of fact, we are dropping that in the chat right now. So that if you want to grab a copy, and I know you do, go ahead and grab a copy of this pre-order, and you'll be the first to get this beautiful hardback, Modern Proverbs 31 Women, and it features 31 women and beautiful pictures and beautiful stories. And so go ahead and grab that there. All right, welcome. So let me go ahead and jump in and introduce our guest, who again is with us. Shout out, hey mom, I see you over there. I see you over in the chat. You got to always recognize your mom, right? All right. So today's topic is BYOV. Bring your own voice using AI. But it's not the AI you think we're talking about. We're talking about authenticity and integrity. Dr. Yemaja Jubilee is a luminous vessel of transformative power, weaving words of wisdom and whispers from her soul. She's a trailblazing inspirational speaker, author, poet, spoken word artist, and songwriter. Dr. Yemaja has gifted the world with her book, Now You Know, Born and Raised Under Jim Crow. Also, in addition to that, a documentary, Hardships and Triumph, that spun out of the book, and it won a regional Emmy that tells her journey through education, the educational system during the Jim Crow era. And certainly, she has a heart that beats the rhythm of hope and a spirit that soars on the wings of resilience. Dr. Yemaja Jubilee has been illuminating paths, igniting hearts, and inspiring others for decades. And again, she's here to chat about BYOV, Bring Your Own Voice. Put your hands together as we bring Dr. Yemaja Jubilee to the stage, to the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. Welcome, welcome, welcome back.
Thank you so very much for having me today.
Oh, we are excited to have you and glad to just be able to chat with you, because you certainly have so much to say all of the time. And so I want to definitely, jump in with, our topic today. And I went to your Facebook page. I snuck over to your Facebook page, and you have BYOV. It's at the top of your Facebook page. And so Bring Your Own Voice. How did that come about? Why did you come up with this phrase?
Thank you for asking that question. I came up with it because I was raised to be seen and not heard. All right. Mm-hmm. I was conditioned through parental systems, education, all the 13 systems that we live in here in America, to be quiet as a woman, to keep my feelings to myself. And I got tired of it. All right. Mm-hmm. And as I processed through all of my issues and looked at my own personal growth and what I wanted to do, it required that I acknowledge my voice. My voice is a superpower. All right.
Yes.
And so that's how what I have to do is to remember I have to bring my authenticity and my integrity, to bring my truth, not what systems tell me what I need to be. So how do I say it? I said BYOT, bring my own truth, and BYOV, bring my own voice.
Oh, that's so good. And that's it. I see hearts going up already for that. And there are so many women in particular, like you said, all age groups feel like perhaps their voice either shouldn't be used, doesn't matter. And so I'm glad you are raising the baton to say, no, you got to absolutely use your voice. And so what do you think, we know societal things. If someone's saying, I want to use my voice, I want to do that more, I'm not sure how, do you have a couple of strategies or techniques you could give that listener or that viewer?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I do. One of the things that in order to bring the voice, we have to get acquainted with ourselves, our values and our beliefs. So I would suggest that people do a values and assessment and see what their top value. I did a values assessment. Oh, and one of my top values was spirituality. All right. Mm-hmm. My health, and also owning my own personal power through loving myself. Because I don't feel you can own your voice until you know who you are and you love yourself. So find out what your values are and what your beliefs are, and then you can bring your voice, because that's a teaching tool that you can utilize. And then I use therapy. I have to be honest with you. I put myself in therapy.
Absolutely. I'm a proponent of therapy. Absolutely.
So I had to work through some issues that were latent in my inner terrain in order to see why I wasn't. And it's called, when you don't bring your voice and you adhere to what somebody else say, you don't set boundaries, and it's called codependency.
Oh, wow.
Because I wanted people to like me. All right. Uh-huh. I want people to accept me. I want people to embrace me and tell me how good I am and who I am. That's codependency. All right. So I cannot depend on someone else to validate me when I can depend on myself to validate myself.
Yeah. And we have, as you know, Dr. Yemaja, we have a lot of entrepreneurs, business owners. And I think this topic and discussion is great, because when we talk about marketing and saying, maybe do some videos or go get out and meet people. Some people say, well, I'm an introvert and I don't, and there's something holding back them using their voice to even share their own business. Have you seen or experienced that?
Yes, I have. And what I do is I coach women to hang around people that own their voice.
Oh, that's good.
You hang around people such as yourself, such as myself, and there are many more. Yeah. You go into groups that are going to support yourself. I go to women's network meetings. I have a women's network meeting that I go to once a month. And then I have my publisher. Kim Ely, right?
Yes.
She's the one helped me got my book out and owning my voice through my poetry. So I have a lot of support system. And don't, you have to watch who you hang around with.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And the worst people that have not allowed me or wanted me to be quiet was my own family.
Ooh, ultra amen. Ultra amen. And look, we're gonna drop the mic right there. We're gonna drop the mic right there. And so books, absolutely. You have several things that you've written, and I know that we want to talk definitely about Now You Know, born and raised under Jim Crow. So let's talk a little bit about what brought that book out and things that you want people to get from that.
Well, how that came to be in 2024. I did the first Juneteenth celebration. No, the second Juneteenth celebration. In 2023, I did the first Juneteenth celebration at Twin Lakes State Park, which my daddy built under Jim Crow when he was 17. He came from a family of 14 people. 14. Wow. And he put himself into that. He was in the 1390 Black Battalion. They built Twin Lakes State Park where it was separate. It was Jim Crow. What happened was they wanted to do a Juneteenth. So I put together and co-produced the first Juneteenth, which I organized, and I honored my 95-year-old dad at that time. And I have a documentary about that on my YouTube channel, Love, Light, and Positivity. Fast forward. What happened was I did that, and the night of that, I had a dream that I was walking on the lake hugging Dr. Oprah Lee. I had a dream. So my dad always taught me, pray on it, vision it, dream it, get up and get on it. All right. So that's what I did. And I brought Dr. Oprah Lee here. Fast forward. I got the lake to honor my dad for all of his contributions. I wrote a book called The Dream Came True. And then I came back and said, I'm sitting there, I need to write about my own life because I have written so many things about it. And then the students at Longwood University, I always work with Dr. Stouffer there in the communications department. Yes. And I always give them suggestions about what they can do next. And I was giving them people to look at. And they said, no, we want to do a documentary on your life. So I started the book, did the documentary, and that's how that book came to be, because I had to process through my own pain.
Wow. And I have got to step back a tad, Dr. Oprah Lee, just for viewers that don't know who that is. And I was at that Juneteenth, me and my goddaughters, hey, Hannah, hey, Harmony, they got to dance in the African dance at that celebration. I met them there and it was awesome. But just for those that say that are new, I'm not sure who that is. Can you tell a little bit about who she is?
Dr. Oprah Lee is from Texas, and she had a experience when she was young with the Klan in her home in the Texas area. So when Juneteenth came about, she decided how was she going to make a difference. So she at 80-some years old walked 2.7 miles per day, 2,300 miles, like the monks doing now. Dr. Oprah Lee did it first, right? She marched because she wanted the proposal that was before Congress to become a Juneteenth holiday. And she received the first pin to Joe Biden when he signed Juneteenth into law. So she is 90-some years old now. All right. But she took that walk 2.7 miles per day. I call it Oprah being a walking, not just a talking. So it is an accomplishment. That's who Dr. Oprah Lee is. She's the grandmother of Juneteenth.
All right. I wanted to make sure y'all knew, listeners, if you're just popping on in. And so the book, how is the book set up? Are you how far back do you go in your life story and all of that?
Well, I start at the beginning because I was switched at birth. All right. Wow. I was switched because I was light bright, not white. My mother was very, very, very dark. And I was in the Southside Community Hospital. My mother had to go in through the back door. That's the first story in the book. She had to go through the colored ward because usually the midwife used to deliver the babies in the Black community. Miss Ford delivered all the babies. But she was having such a hard time in labor that my dad took her to the Farmville Hospital. All right. Wow. And so when she came through and they gave her the baby, it wasn't me. And they used to wrap the little boys in pink, in blue blankets, and the little girls in pink blankets. So she said she held the baby gently to her breast, and she knew that that was not her baby because she had a girl. Instinctively, she knew. She said, but she couldn't say nothing because of the white nurses.
Oh, wow.
She could not say anything about it. And she said, okay, God, if this is what you've done, you know, I'm going to accept it and I'm going to treat him like my own. So I was switched. And then sometime later, she told me the story. She didn't tell me how long it took. They came in and said, Miss Brown, we gave you the wrong baby.
My goodness.
And they brought me to her. They had given me to a lady that was light bright and almost white.
Wow. And so you all got to get your hands on, you can see, you got to get your hands on this book. How can people purchase a copy?
Well, they can go to Amazon.com and they can purchase the book. Okay. That's the first story in the book. I had to tell that first.
Yes. Because that takes us, that's like, you feel like that's lifetime stuff you see on Lifetime. And you don't imagine that somebody's life really, that they really experienced that.
Yes. And that was being born in that era of Jim Crow. And my mother never forgot that because she told me that story. So I wouldn't forget it. Yeah.
Wow. And then, and there's many more in the book. And again, this is a great time, Black History Month. So how does the documentary and talk more to kind of, is that with Longwood and how they created the documentary?
Longwood created the documentary with how I went through the educational system.
Okay.
The segregated schools, Galilee School, Central High School. And one of the stories in there with Longwood especially is they denied me interest in 1964 because I was colored. All right. And that's a long story. I'm going to give you a brief synopsis of what happened. But I had to deal with that. I had gone to a spiritual retreat in Durham, North Carolina, and that came up for me. So what did I do? I wrote a letter to the president of Longwood University. And I pursued it. They kept telling me something going to be done. They had me to come speak for Black History Month and everything, but I kept pursuing it and wrote another letter. And then they told me, well, Miss Jubilee, we got a surprise for you. We're going to give you an honorary doctorate. And Justin Pope, I got interviewed by NPR about all of this stuff that went on. And what happened was, to make a long story short, Justin Pope, the vice president, told me that because of what happened that day when I got my honorary degree, they gave out like 250 other honorary degrees to students because of the education. And he said, Miss Jubilee, it's because of your persistence, we decided to just expand it and give it to these people, or everybody.
Wow.
And I did my mama's holy shout. Okay.
I know you did, from a college that did not accept you or did not take your acceptance because of the color of your skin. And then fast forward how many years into the future that they honor you with an honorary doctorate.
I was denied 1964. I got honored in 2024.
Wow, we celebrate you. Y'all put some love and claps in the chat. Do more than that. Go over to Amazon. Grab the book. Now you have your poetry is available there also. Is that correct?
My first book is called Could Not Keep It to Myself. That's the first book. Couldn't keep it to myself, right?
Yeah.
That's my first poetry book, which tells stories. And one of the good poems that's in it is called She. It's a poem that I did in front of the mirror. When you look in the mirror, she is me and me is she and she and I are we, right? It's a poem. It's a lot of poems and stories in their book. That's the first book. The second book that I wrote with Martha High, who's the goddess of soul. And so with James Brown for 32 years, she did the art. It's called Soul to Soul because she's the goddess of soul. And I am beloved, the soul for poet. That's poetry again. And all my poetry books tell a story. I call them divine downloads of my progression when I listen to God. And I've grown as a result of putting them down. That's all those poems are in the second book. All right.
Wow.
The third book is the third book is The Dream Came True. That's the story of how Dr. Oprah Lee came here. All right.
Yeah.
The fourth book is called Me Unbecoming Me. Again, with Martha High and I did that one together. And that's going to be coming out where we'll have a book launch party at a later date. I haven't put that on Amazon, but that's the fourth book. And the fifth book is the book that we're now talking about.
Wow. I mean, writing, poetry, storytelling, all of that, which ties right into our topic today. If you're just coming on in, BYOV, bring your own voice, and using AI. Now, we're not talking about artificial intelligence here, listeners. We are talking about authenticity and integrity. However, I do want to stick a pin here, Dr. Yemaja, that because of all of the AI that is out, consumers, and as we think about business owners, those that are authors, right? People are looking for authenticity because they're like, at some point, people are gonna be like, what's real and what's not real? What's authentic and what's not authentic? So we are taking a little bit of a talk about AI, but we want to encourage you to be authentic and to have an integrity. And I love these acronyms. Are you just an acronym person?
Yes, I am. Like I take AAA and I changed it. I had M's and I changed it. I am just a wordsmith, you know?
Yeah.
And it rose because people remember, you know, BY, they go remember it. You shorten it. I have one called ABA, all right? Like the NBA, but it's ABA.
What does that stand for?
A stands for amazing. The B stands for brilliant, bodacious, bad ass. Okay. And the other A stands for awesome. Okay. So you're ABA. I put things together like that.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. And so for, those that are tuning in, listening, and may listen to this, 3, 6, 9 months into the future, what are kind of final words that you want them to, to really walk away with?
What I would like your audience to walk away with is to make sure that you tell yourself when you get up in the morning, thank God, as my mother said, it could have been the other way.
Yeah.
All right. Be grateful that you're alive and that you have breath, and then meditate and sit and set your intention. I set an intention for the year, but I also set an intention every single day, and make your bed up. Okay.
There you go. Very practical. Make your bed up, and you BYOV, bring your own voice. And I even like that you say bring. Sometimes people say but you don't leave it at home. Don't leave it in the car. Don't leave it. Bring your voice in anything, whether you want to write, whether they want to be a poet like you or a documentary. Now, the documentary, that's like they had to film. Did they have to walk around and film you, or was it like interview style? Tell us a little bit how they did that.
Well, part of it was done in the studio in Longwood. All right. And then a major portion of it was filmed at Unity of Bon Air. I did a message and the cameramen's come in, and then we had people that were interviewed in the meditation gardens. And then all the music that you see in this documentary, I wrote it. Okay.
Get out of here, songwriter.
Yeah. I wrote it and I sing part of it. I have trumpet players playing, what is it? Let's spread a little love all over the land, like that, right? That's one of the songs, is it?
Yes. Wow.
So I wrote the music. I don't play an instrument except a little bit of a piano, just a little bit. But I do gather inside out the melody and the lyrics and how I would like it, because I combine being raised by a Baptist preacher. All right. I combine that with what I've learned, and I put some soul and some funk in it and some gospel in it together.
All right, that's a good combination right there. That's gonna get you moving and all. So one more time, let's tell the listeners and the viewers where they can purchase your books, and also where can they see the documentary? Is that available?
Yes,
okay.
You can go to my YouTube channel, Love, Light, and Positivity with Dr. Yemaja Jubilee, and they can see that video that we're talking about, the documentary today that won the regional Emmy. Yes. It's called Hardships and Triumph Joy. All right. It's on there. You can buy all of my books except Me Unbecoming Me on Amazon.com, or you can contact my publisher, Kim Ely, KWE Publishing. All right. So that's how they can get the book. Or they can email me at land, LAND, with a capital N in the middle, love, LUV, 117 @gmail.com.
Oh, right. Great. And as you know, someone who has certainly inspired countless people to embrace their wholeness, what final guidance would you offer to listeners who fear losing, their story or losing their originality or some of these things that they've uncovered? Maybe they're like, wow, I wish I could tell my story. Anything you'd share? Final things.
Journal. Do daily journaling about your activities. As a matter of fact, I'm working on a new journal right now that will soon be published.
Oh, good.
You can journal your thoughts every day. I have kept journals since I was 16 years old. All right. You can put it down then, and then have a close friend that you talk to about what's going on, and a therapist. All right.
Yeah. There we go. There we go. And we have a lot of clients that are therapists. So they I know they in this audience rooting you on. Definitely, Deborah, thank you for stopping on in. Shouting out Deborah there for coming on in. All right. Well, thank you so much for stopping by and being a part of our program. And we got you during Black History Month. And you are here. We're broadcasting out of Richmond. You are here. You are located in Virginia. And you are in Virginia. I want to make that distinction, because there might be some saying, where is she? And so you're in Virginia. So Virginia, we celebrate Virginia. And thank you so much for stopping by the show.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I've watched you grow as well. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
I've watched you expand and use your voice. Not only have you expanded, I want to compliment you because you've allowed other women to blossom and bloom. You plant seeds.
Yeah.
And then you nurture them with your skills. I say, ashe, ashe, namaste.
Thank you. I received it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Wow. I'm telling you, our time flew on by. I think this is a segment, an episode that you probably could rewind. This would be a good one to rewind as you're, on your way to work tomorrow or sometime during the day, and capture these good nuggets of setting intention and using your voice and bringing your voice, telling your story. Journaling is powerful because when you look back, you are able to see patterns in your own life and all of that. Well, thank you for being here as a part of the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. If you are listening to the podcast, look down below in the show notes. And we have some connections there with Dr. Yemaja. You can see her full bio there. Wherever you're watching, you can look down below and see her full bio. But certainly Sharvette.com is a great place to send people if you're like, oh, wait, where should I go to hear the rest of this? I just came on in. You could go to Sharvette.com or wherever you are watching. The replay will be available for you. And we thank you so much for being here and being a part of the broadcast. And we're going to see you all later on the web. Bye.
Live from Richmond, Virginia, you've been listening to the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. Catch Sharvette Mitchell every Tuesday at 6 p.m., interviewing all the stars you want to hear from. So until next week, stay motivated, excited, and influenced. This is the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show.